For the next 30 days, I'll be trying to complete a fresh Pokopia Cloud Island. And to be successful, I'll need to achieve the following by the end of day 30. I need to reach a level 10 environment rating, collect every mysterious slate, move in at least 150 Pokemon, and I'll need to build a substantial amount in each biome. The goal isn't to decorate every inch of this place, but I do need to make at least some kind of effort around the entire map for this to be a success. As for the rules, I have to do this alone, and that includes bringing in Pokemon from my single-player game in order to try and speed up tasks. And assuming I can achieve all of my goals, it should be no problem to earn what I'm really hoping to get out of all of this. A fellow YouTuber touring my island. The last time I tried this, nobody was really interested, but I have a good feeling this time. And it is day 1 of designing a Cloud Island in 30 days, and it's time to say goodbye to my single-player world to set off on a new Cloud Island adventure, and that's exactly what we are going to do. And I haven't given the name too much thought. I called my other island for my YouTube members Crosswalk, and I think I'll call this one Crossroads. Because, I don't know, it's kind of perfect. I'm going to be at a crossroads every single day trying to decide should I play on my single-player world or my new Cloud Island. And as of right now, we will not be sharing this island with anyone else, but that is the goal in the future. And here we are! Unfortunately, day 1 is going to be night 1 because this is just when I had time to record. But we are here at our brand new decrepit Pokemon Center on our brand new Cloud Island. And I gotta say, this is a terrible location. The Pokemon Center is just buried like below sea level. What is happening here? Why did they do it like this? I know they're all random. They didn't do anything. Okay, maybe we should just take a look around here real quick. Looks like we are at the bottom right corner of the map. And I do like this biome. This is probably where I would start to set up like my main city area, I suppose. I am tempted to kind of go in the middle, because when you're trying to develop like a whole island or most of an island or whatever we end up doing, it is nice to kind of like have the center of the map be the center of attention. Unfortunately, the middle of these maps is very mountainy, and I think it'd be really difficult, like in terms of terraforming, to like make that the the place where we decide to put everything. So, I don't know, I'm going to make my way up there just to see if there's any goodies, and we'll get a look at, like, our views, you know, just the vista, right? We'll just kind of see what's up, and we'll, of course, gather some things along the way and earn us some money. By the way, the reason I'm able to even do a 30-day challenge in the first place right now is thanks to today's sponsor, Manta Sleep, and that's because they sent me a brand new Manta Sound Sleep Mask. And I actually got some rest for once because I am a notoriously bad sleeper. The Manta Sound Sleep Mask is awesome because not only is it fully adjustable, but it also has Bluetooth connectivity, so I can pop it on, block out 100% of the light in my room, and listen to some more Dungeon Crawler Carl before I fall asleep. The best part about these masks, though, have to be the eye cups. The masks I've tried in the past are cheaply made, and they touch your eyelids when you have them on, which absolutely drives me insane. The eye cups on these masks, though, are amazing. They absolutely do not touch your eyes when you have them on, and they can be removed and adjusted as well. And like I said, zero light leak with these things on. I have my studio lights 5 feet away from my face, pitch black. Not to mention, this thing feels super premium, and it is so unbelievably comfortable. So I want to thank Manta Sleep once again for sending over this brand new mask, sponsoring today's video, and giving you 10% off your order when you go to mantasleep.com and use code CrossingMinute at checkout. Okay, I'm gonna need this for the next 30 days because this is going to be a lot. Here we go. Looks like this is where we'll be putting our mysterious slates. Basically, I'm guessing dead center of the map? Pretty much. I mean, just about the center of the map. But yeah, over here, this just wouldn't be a super fun place to build. It's just way too many hills. And then just over here, the vista we're looking at is a big, barren, ugly-looking desert. And that's, I don't like building in deserts. I hate it, actually. So, not sure we'll be building there. I guess we'll just focus around where the Pokemon Center is. Although, where it is right now, again, is awful. We'll either have to terraform around it or move it to higher ground at some point. Anyway, our first goal for today is to try to get the Pokemon Center under construction before we move on to day 2. I don't know if that'll be possible, but we're going to try. It's going to take a lot of Pokemon and some resources as well. But let's see, we got some challenges done already, which is good news for us. There's a new recipe for me in the shop for a discount as well, so I'm gonna go ahead and grab this. Stone table's not that exciting, but I'm glad to have it. And we'll definitely want to save our money. We're gonna want to do a Dream Island today for sure, so we can get some extra supplies. I just don't know what exactly we should focus on yet. And we need to just start getting Pokemon. So here's what the Pokedex is looking like right now. We have Ditto, and that's it. It is so weird now. I've been playing this game so much. It's so weird to see an empty Pokedex. So we should just start making habitats. Now, the mistake I always make in Pokopia is making my habitats close to a Pokemon Center. And then I regret it because usually I want to build around the Pokemon Center. So this time I would like to make sure I don't make that mistake. And first, we'd scout out where we want, where we would like our first, like, builds to be. Because moving the Pokemon Center is possible, but it takes an extra, bit of time and stuff to get the extra materials and things like that. I would like to know where, like, our city center is going to be, and then I want to put our new Pokemon away from that. It's excellent, by the way, that we already got a Jaw fossil. These habitats are really easy to make. Getting fossil Pokemon early on is awesome. If I head just over here, like really close to the Pokemon Center, we see our first kind of flat area. And I'm thinking this wouldn't be such a bad place for our city center. In fact, if we ever move the Pokemon Center, maybe where this glowing bit is, we'll let this be our beacon telling us this is where you want your Pokemon Center. We put the Pokemon Center here, and then we can terraform out in this direction and start to kind of build a city around it. Kind of like I'm doing in my single player Pallet Town right now. So let's go ahead and like maybe tentatively commit to that. I'm going to leave a hole here. Maybe like an X marks the spot situation. This is where we want the Pokemon Center to go. I'll mark it like this so we don't forget. Just behind it would be one of my favorite biomes, pretty much my second favorite biome, which is this really dark grass one, the rocky ridges, if you will. I really love the grass and the dark dirt and stuff of this biome, so maybe having some buildings and stuff over here would be pretty cool. Oh, interesting. Is this Hot Spring? I haven't seen this on a Cloud Island before. Maybe I just don't explore enough, I think. This is cool. I didn't even think about hot springs on Cloud Island, so we'll be able to get hot spring Pokemon. Anyway, this is great news for us because that means where the Pokemon Center is now is actually not a bad place to start spamming habitats. First up, we'll stick 4 flowers underneath a tree, and that'll be a habitat. Next, we'll just start using leafage around here, and we'll just make little patches of grass. Just little 2x2 patches, and this should get us some Pokemon. One thing I like to do is find the habitats in my habitat decks and just kind of check to see how many Pokemon each habitat can like spawn. And so this particular one can do 6 different Pokemon. So in my opinion, it's best to just make 6 of these habitats because then you don't have to keep like moving them around and going, okay, I need to move you over here so I can get the next Pokemon to spawn in that same habitat. And it looks like we already got our first habitat spawning a Pokemon. I bet this will be, I'm going to guess Bulbasaur. And our first Pokemon is Squirtle. That's even better. Squirtle is the best one. So that's good. One more of these habitats should cover us then. And now let's head over to the trees. I know grass underneath a tree will do something. Yeah, that's going to be 6 more Pokemon. Should I do all 6 of these? Maybe. Okay, that should be enough. I saw some boulders down here. Since I'm putting habitats up top, I might as well just move this boulder so I can have it close by. And we can do a couple things with boulders. So I'm going to put this like right here. And with this one, I'm going to put grass around it because I think grass around a boulder will get us some Pokemon. There we go. That's a habitat. Oh, one of our tree habitats is about to spawn something. Our second Pokemon. This time it's Scyther. Nice. All right, got flowers around a boulder for a habitat. Grass around a boulder is important for 3 different Pokemon. I believe all of these know how to build, perhaps even bulldoze, or maybe I'm mixing up build and bulldoze. But yeah, we definitely need that if we're going to get the Pokemon Center done. So more boulders with grass would not be a bad idea. That is 2 boulders with grass. We'll do a third one over here, and that should be all 3 habitats for all the Pokemon that could possibly spawn in these habitats. And already, that's a lot of progress. Not a lot of spawns yet, though. Let me go ahead and see if at least the environment level has gone up. And indeed, we are already level 2, well on our way to level 10. And let's see what the shop has in store for us. All right, a lot of stuff early game. Wow. Getting the big storage box just right away is awesome. I'm going to go ahead and buy one of these. And this is going to be my primary storage, like just those boxes everywhere. I need a workbench, and they are selling that for 50, so I'll grab this. Let's set ourselves up a nice little crafting area. Of course, we are also going to get points for just placing down furniture and stuff, which is really good, because we need a lot of it right now. Fortunately, I can make the exhibition stand, so I'm going to make this and get our fossil Pokemon set up. Oh, Squirtle found somebody. I didn't even get a chance to get my fossil display yet. Let's see who we got. I'm going to guess Machop. That's my guess. Let's see. Nope, it is Timber. There we go. Sweet. So we now have a Pokemon who can help us bulldoze? No, build. Timber is build. Okay, we still need a bulldoze Pokemon. That might be Geodude, who's also not difficult to find. I believe Geodude is just one of these little grass plots here. Let's throw down our Jaw fossil right there. Oh, that works. I wanted it on top of the exhibition stand if possible. There we go. That's funny that it lets you put it next to it, though. I had no idea. One of the habitats I'm going to need pretty early on is the 3 campfires, and this will get us Drifloon. Drifloon is going to help us go to Dream Islands. I believe we cannot do that until we set up this habitat. So once we get our first fire Pokemon, we'll be able to light those, and that'll be a habitat. The table, the chair, the plate, and a Lepaberry is a habitat. We got another one. Let's see. It is... Oh, Bellsprout. Perfect. That'll help us grow some plants if we manage to find some seeds. This habitat here will help us get Charmeleon, who is a fire type, which we need, but also I can't light the campfire to get it to work, unfortunately. So we'll just put this here for now. And again, once we get maybe Charmander or somebody, we can make that into something. In the meantime, we have some tasks we've been doing, so we got a little more money. Oh, here we go. Finally, somebody else. We're hoping for Charmander here. It is Geodude, also very helpful to have. Geodude actually has the Crush ability. I thought Bulldoze, but I guess not. These are actually all the Pokemon that I know of that have Bulldoze, again, which we need for this project. So Onix would be maybe one Pokemon, but I don't know where I can get that particular rock. Trapinch might be a good option. All we need to do is do this habitat up in the Skylands area, which is very close by. I'm gonna go ahead and grab a security camera and head up there. Oh, it looks like we're gonna get our first feather here too. I'll just let that drop. I'll come back for that. Whenever you hear me refer to the Skylands area, I'm referring to the area with the pink grass, essentially. In the main game, this would be the kind of biome you'd see in the Skylands. But there we go. I should probably set up a bunch of these because this is only one of a few Pokemon that can be in this particular habitat, and we would like to make sure that we definitely get Trapinch here soon. All right, hopefully that's enough. I think the security camera will only be picking up like the nearest habitat, but I don't know. I've never tried to put multiple habitats in front of a security camera like that before. Let's go grab our feather. Ooh, I forgot food is going to be like a whole thing too, because I am now in a game where I don't have all of my supplies. So that's going to be a fun little challenge. Oh, what you got there? Well, these are for me, but okay, fine. I'll probably get some... Oh, paint? No, I don't want paint right now. Paint will be helpful, though. I was just going to give this to you because you look hungry. Kind of rude to go up to somebody while they're trying to have their dinner and just be like, oh, hey, you going to finish that dinner you're actively eating? Oh, okay, we got another Pokemon by the tree here. Let's see what we got. It is... Oh, Scissor already. Wow. Okay, that is Scyther and Scissor already obtained. Awesome. So we already got half the Pokemon that can spawn with this particular habitat, which is pretty good progress, I would say. Still not any closer to a bulldozing Pokemon, which is going to be the biggest holdup, I think. Let me go ahead and look real quick. Pupitar, as I like to call it, I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, is a very similar habitat. And, oh, also Sprigatito and the Dreepy line. Okay, so we probably want to go back to that Skylands area and make some of these habitats too, just to kind of double down on our chances of getting a bulldoze. Except I hear somebody over here first. Hold on, what we got? This must be Charmander, right? Yes! Okay, perfect. We can actually light up some other habitats. Okay, so you light up this one, which will give us Charmeleon. That's perfect. And then if you could also light up these, which would give us Drifloon. And that would be awesome. Okay, excellent. Now we can go off and make those other habitats. I think what I'll do is grab a tree and bring it up there because I do want them close by. I'm not seeing any trees up here whatsoever, at least nearby, like to this area that I'm working in. All right, we'll start with these two, and so far nothing over here, like nothing. I'm getting a little nervous because I only have so much time today, and getting all these Pokemon is taking a little longer than I thought. But when I first played this game and I was setting up habitats, it felt like every 2 seconds, another one was starting to pop off, and you just couldn't like take your eye off the ball. You were just constantly having to chase down habitats and new Pokemon coming up left, right, and center. You couldn't even get a chance to get acquainted with the Pokemon you were spawning. You just already had another one to jump in. Here we go. Okay, here's one here. This is going to be another tree Pokemon, another, grass under the tree Pokemon. So I think there's only 2 left now with this type of habitat. Guovet has Hype, which is, I'd say rarely used. Maybe for certain builds you need it. As far as our environment goes, we are getting pretty close to level 3. And I believe that is when we can buy the kit that lets you renovate the Pokemon Center. So in order to get to level 3, we just need to start placing down furniture that represents, like their favorite thing. And I mean, for that, I think I'll just place down some random stuff. I can't craft a lot right now. I don't have many materials at all, but I have a lot of recipes, a good amount of recipes. So maybe it would be in our best interest to just kind of like place down some furniture and hopefully they're happy. I have a couple of toys here, alarm clock and toy blocks, and the Pokemon do like toys, so I'll put these down. I also crafted a table and a chair. You know what's really nice about having habitats this close together is that one item will reach a lot more habitat. So if I just do something like this and then maybe throw a toy like over here, that should lead to quite a few happy Pokemon because we already have Pokemon living within striking distance of these things. If we just hit this button, we can see this toy is hitting this habitat I'm next to, and this whole, well, this habitat's this. Okay, so I actually wish we could look at the toy and see the habitats it's hitting, but we can just go into each of these habitats and see that the toy is well within the radius of it, which is pretty nice. So if I just give it a minute, I think we'll get environment level 3 pretty quick. But it doesn't hurt to keep crafting stuff. And there it is. I didn't even get a chance to place down this new bed. My environment level already increased. All right, perfect. We are now level 3, and we should be able to buy the kit that will help us renovate the Pokemon Center. It is 400 coins, and this will help us determine how much stuff we're gonna have to gather. So it is going to take 10 more lumber, almost 20 stone, 10 leaves, and we need 10 vines too. Which I have none of at the moment. But none of this stuff is that difficult. We can start on the lumber basically right now because we have both Scissor and Scyther over here who can chop this up for us. We have some wood. Wow, I have 26 logs. This is great. I'm going to hand over 10, which will give me 50 pieces of lumber. Oh, and a security camera has spotted a Pokemon. That means we might be getting our bulldozing Pokemon. Ah, interesting. So this is not the closest habitat to the security center. 2 of these habitats are popping off here, and the security camera can see them. So I don't know what kind of range this thing has, but it's not bad. Okay, we got Duskull. I forgot, it is nighttime. We're going to be getting some nighttime spawn. Duskull has Gather, which can be helpful later on. And we got Sprigatito, which is fantastic. I love Sprigatito. I'm going to throw the straw bed right next to these lit campfires. Should be fine. Can't imagine anything going wrong there. And it'll make some Pokemon happy. And at the moment, I'm just kind of playing the waiting game right now. I need to get more Pokemon here. In particular, I need to get Pokemon who can do the following jobs. Bulldoze and Chop. No, sorry. This is Build and Chop. And then there's Bulldoze. So we actually have enough Pokemon to build this. We're just missing the bulldozing Pokemon. And some more supplies. Not too many more, honestly. Let's go look for vines while we wait for Pokemon to spawn. That's what we should be doing. I think for vines, because I don't think I have anybody here yet who can drop them, at least not quickly. We might need to go look at some hills to see if there's just vines hanging out. But fortunately for us, we did just get Drifloon, and we could go to a cloud island, and that could solve a lot of our problem. And little known fact about Drifloon, they actually spawn with 3 different habitats, all of them ranging in difficulty. But I'd say on a cloud island, if you can buy all of these off the bat, this is probably your best one, because you're going to want those dolls anyway, and just kind of shoving them together is a good way to get the Drifloon to spawn. But we did it. 3 campfires, also not that big of a deal. We just had to wait for Charmander. Looks like I found our vines. This is great. I was wondering if there would be any, like, already just kind of spawned for us. So we just need, I believe it said 10. That's not a problem. You can see the animation in the distance of them making me lumber. Funny. Oh, and we already got Gulpin. This is awesome. Gulpin is enjoying the Leppa Berry I left out, and Gulpin's pretty cool. I thought I would be using Gulpin more in the single player game, but it just didn't happen. They can store items for you. It's kind of like having a portable chest with you everywhere you go, but later in the game, once you expand your inventory enough, you don't really need a storage Pokemon. It is cool that that exists, though, as an option. But all right, we have all of the leaves and vines we need. The vines that we cut up also dropped leaves, which was perfect. We got to get stone. That one might actually be a bit of a challenge because there's just stones kind of laying around here and there. We've been using them for crafting a little bit, I think. But we'll need up to 20 stone, so hopefully we can find enough. So far, so good. They're kind of just laying around the beach and stuff. The reason I don't want to get these on a Dream Island just yet is because I want to be careful about which Dream Island I go to first. You can only go to one of these a day, and we have 30 days to do this. So each Dream Island is precious. Maybe as I get later into the 30 days, I won't be so worried about if I go to a Dream Island at all, or which one I pick. But for now, every choice we make in terms of Dream Islands is incredibly important. So I'm trying to make sure I just focus on stuff that I can get here in my main town for rebuilding the Pokemon Center. Still no bulldozing Pokemon, so this is going great. All right, so now we're just waiting on the lumber and, yeah, a bulldozing Pokemon to spawn. In the meantime, I can actually start gathering up the other Pokemon, and I can just have them wait by the Pokemon Center. So why don't we do that? We'll just get ahead of schedule a little bit. All right, you 5 wait here. Bellsprout is also going to join them. And as I wait for bulldozing Pokemon to spawn, I'm going to look at some other habitats that I can make. For example, this picnic basket one is one that I think I can craft right now with the right materials anyway. So I'm coming here to see if I have the lumber. I probably don't need the table that's in the picture, but I'm going to build it that way just in case. Also, it's just kind of nice. Like I have the... I already have 50 lumber. Each of them had 25 done, so I have the lumber I need and some more habitats to make. But yeah, it looked like it called for this wooden table. It probably doesn't matter. And this habitat is capable of getting us Pichu, which is pretty cool because that would mean we have an electric type Pokemon, like, already. So in case we do want to power up, say, a cash register or something, we'll have that at our disposal. With the vines I gathered up earlier, that was all of our daily challenges done, which is great. Another habitat we can do is called Training Waterfall. It'll get us Tyrogue, and Tyrogue has the ability to trade. So again, if I want to set up a cash register and get like a little market going, that's going to be a helpful Pokemon to have. So what I'm going to try and do right now is make a waterfall. I don't know how big the waterfall has to be. I'm just going to see if a little one can do it. Oh, or I'm going to take a break and spawn another Pokemon. Watch this get Charizard right now. It is Bulbasaur. Okay, we got all the starters. That's fine. Bulbasaur is not my favorite. Bulbasaur is, well, Bulbasaur's kind of bad. Am I saying that because I actually believe it or because I'm trying to upset people in the comments? I mean, it's really up for you to decide. All right, we got our water. I don't think this is going to work. This is a pitiful little waterfall, but I'm going to try it. Let's go ahead and spit that out. And I mean, by all accounts, that is technically a waterfall. So it is falling water. Let's see. That did not do it. Okay. That stinks. To be fair, the water level does look a little low here. So let me just try this real quick. If I just add some water to it, maybe it'll be happy with that. Ooh. Oh, that's terrible. Nope, that's not working. It's fine. We don't need a waterfall. We have the soda float. I don't know why it's letting me buy this already, but I'm not going to complain about getting some evolutions. This is, I think, for Jolteon. This is probably Flareon. Yeah, let's build these habitats real quick. Oh, who do we have over here? Oh, it's Pikachu. Okay. I have not seen a regular Pikachu in this game yet. This is my first time seeing Pikachu. I know you can get Pikachu, but I haven't even tried to get just plain old Pikachu. There he is. So we'll need another one of these habitats, or we'll need to move Pikachu somewhere else, but that's perfect. Even better, though, is the ability to knock out 3 evolution in one sitting here. There's Flareon. This, I assume, is, I'm going to say Vaporeon, because that makes sense. Yep. And that is Jolteon, who I already have in my main game, so didn't make a big to-do about putting this habitat down. I gotta catch up on my main save. That's funny how I don't have most of the evolution, or at least the core 3 on my main game. All right, who is this? This should be Charizard, right? No, it is Oddish. Oddish is fine. We're starting to do really good over here in terms of habitats and new Pokemon, but I'm getting worried about getting bulldozed today. So let me just check this one. I haven't heard anything from the security camera that whole time. I'm going to run over here and just see if any of these are shaking. Ah, 2 of them are. Okay, so our security camera does not reach this far. Okay, please be somebody who can bulldoze. It is not. I believe you drop Floof, though. Swablu is awesome and has litter, yes. So I think they drop like fluffy little cotton balls, which is great. Come on, Pupitar. Nope, that is Dreepy. Dreepy can, I believe, gather, which is a good trait to have, but not one we need right now. Okay, so that means we need to either move some of these Pokemon or we need to get more of these habitats set up because Sprigatito and Dreepy are taking up valuable real estate. So actually, let's have all 3 of these Pokemon follow us. We're going to make them new homes near the Pokemon Center. In fact, I think it's time we set up our first enclosure. This type of enclosure is really good for early game. This is something I saw Austin John Plays do. And I've been doing it ever since in my own games because it's a really good way to house a lot of Pokemon in a really small space and keep them exceptionally happy. And you can do this a few different ways. Ideally, what you're trying to do is fit as many habitats in a small space as you can. With flowers, I could put more in between the grass, but I'm kind of low on flowers right now. So I'm just going to do this. And one at a time, I'm going to move these Pokemon into these grass habitats. We'll put Sprigatito in one. Everyone gets one. And what this does is allows me to put furniture near them that will hit all of their habitats at the same time. And they'll all be really happy and they'll all benefit from that furniture. Now, the most efficient way to do this is to make sure you're putting Pokemon together that actually like being, for example, outside. Maybe they like different things or they like the same things. So if one Pokemon likes things humid and one likes it dry, it's hard to make both of those Pokemon happy. So it'd be better to put a bunch of Pokemon together who all like it humid, for example, and then you put in an item that adds humidity. But I'm in a hurry right now, so I'm not really worried about that. I think all of these Pokemon will probably do just fine together, and I'll just add a few pieces of furniture in here. But yeah, the coolest part about this habitat is what you do is you close it off. And now if I add 3 pieces of furniture, the habitat becomes a home. And once a habitat is a home, you can put 4 more Pokemon in it on top of the Pokemon you put in the little grass squares too. And now this is also a habitat. So I grabbed a couple more things too. I did grab a water basin because I think Dreepy likes humidity. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do this, throw some water in it. That should make the Pokemon who like humidity happy. And I'm also throwing down a toy as well. So all of the stuff in here will benefit all the Pokemon who live here, which is great. And this will spawn Pichu, which is awesome. Oh, speaking of spawning in Pokemon, we have Vaporeon and Amara. Amara? I don't know. I don't know how to say your name. I'm sorry. Listen, a fossil Pokemon is here, which is great. And they have Crush. Vaporeon likes the vibes here, which is great because I'm not going to be moving you anytime soon. And now that all those Pokemon have been moved away from here, these habitats are free to spawn more Pokemon. And that is exactly what they're doing. Is it finally time to get our bulldozing Pokemon? And it is. Ah, yes. We have the Poop Master himself, Pupitar. And that means only 1 more Pokemon can spawn with this particular habitat. And that is fine by me. Let's go ahead and have you follow us. And honestly, I should probably move them into our pen, but I'm not worried about that right now. We need to get this Pokemon Center under. Perfect. So Bulldoze Pokemon is in place. We just need to get Scissor or Scyther over here so that we can have somebody who chops. Ooh, wait a minute. Who is this going to be? It is. Oh. Magby, awesome. So that's another fire type. It's really cute when all the Pokemon are around a new Pokemon spawning in. I love the celebrations. What's kind of funny is Magby spawns with 4 wildflowers, as do 5 other Pokemon, and nothing else. So this habitat is actually not a boulder with flowers around it. It's just flowers that happen to have a boulder near it. I think the boulder one actually needs a lot more flowers around it, if I'm not mistaken. So good to know that the boulder is actually not part of that habitat. But yeah, I feel silly now. Anyway, we now have everybody we need to start work on the Pokemon Center, which means we will have a completed Pokemon Center after only 1 day, which is really good. But there's more to do. We're not done yet. First, let's grab our money that is waiting for us in here, which is quite a bit, which is awesome. And we need to pick a doll and go to our first Cloud Island, or Dream Island. Cloud Island, Dream Island. So we are going to pick, I think, Dragonite this time. Dragonite has a lot of good stuff. We need all of them. They all offer us different materials that are going to be difficult to get, just if we only use the Cloud Island, for example. So we're going to use Dragonite as our first island. And Dragonite's a good one. We get crystals and we get Pokemetal, and you know, we're going to get waste paper too, which can be helpful with certain recipes. I already see a trash mountain in the distance. This is great. Okay, first thing you always want to do whenever you come to one of these islands is you want to filter your Pokedex by all jobs in this area, and you just want to make sure you don't have a legendary Pokemon on here, because they're going to be waiting underground for you if you do, and you're not really going to know unless you check first, or you end up just happening upon them. But let me come here. I'm going to steal this, and then I'm going to get to work. I just need to tear this place apart. Now, it is tempting to take down this whole structure. However, I only have a little bit of supercharged punching, and that is from my single player game. I managed to bring it with me when I came here because I already had that food eaten on my single player character. So that's cool that it carried over. But I don't have a way of making that food now that I'm on the Cloud Island. So before I go ahead and waste all of that precious energy, it's probably better to just come up here and grab the bare essentials and focus on, saving that energy for going down into the caves and grabbing up Pokemetal. There are some really great items here. Some of these are used in habitats, in fact, so it's going to be good to get some of this stuff. I can craft some of it, but some of it I cannot. With this island, we also got an office building, and we have some potatoes growing. This is awesome. I got a sink. We could probably use that for something. Getting potatoes already is pretty nice. This is going to help us get on our way to making more of the really good food, so I can come to these islands and be really, uninhibited when I tear into them. I looted the office building, and now I'm out on patrol looking for items. We got some habitat info, actually, and that is going to be for Minchino? I never know. But that's okay. That's a pretty, that's a relatively easy habitat. I might be able to craft most of those things. And I did just grab 2 of the wall partitions from inside that office building. So we have half the stuff we already need for that habitat, which is great. I found my first cave, and therefore my first bits of Pokemetal and crystals. And I found an issue of Pokeweek, issue 122. After decades of requesting interviews with a certain legendary trainer, and former champion of the Kanto region, we finally managed to get an exclusive meeting. The photo he wordlessly showed us was a familiar and memorable sight. Himself as a smiling young boy surrounded by his Pokemon. To the editing department, FYI, this reporter is personally a huge fan of the former champion and could not stop crying after the interview. Is this... Wow. It's Red's outfit. I was assuming they meant red. I didn't realize this would be like a transformation. I'm going to keep this. This feels like a really fitting thing to have on our very first day of a new Pokemon adventure. For those of you who are not like fans of the Pokemon franchise, Red is like the protagonist of all the games. That's your character. You can name them whatever you want, but canonically they are known as Red, and this would be the outfit that they wore. So yeah, we're doing the right thing, I think. We're in the right place at the right time. All signs are pointing towards a successful build challenge I've set myself up for. One of the things I recommend if you're on these islands, always grab boulders. Just go ahead and smash them, especially if you're struggling with stone. Stone can be kind of a difficult resource to come by, especially if you're doing a lot of building. So these islands can be a great way to just grab some extra stone. Later on, once you have your fossil Pokemon and they're dropping stone for you all the time, it's not as big of a deal, but being that this is a brand new island, we are low on everything. So yeah, I'm definitely grabbing stone. Another thing this particular island has is copper. Not a ton of copper. This is not like the primary island you would use to get copper, but there's a good amount. So we'll grab some of that while we're here too, and that's just going to be helpful later. Normally with these islands, there are 2 cave systems, and I've only found 1 so far. So now I'm just kind of digging around in that one area because I know there's going to be a ton of Pokemetal just hidden in the rocks. I'm just going to do this for a while. I have a bunch of rock smash, so I might as well take advantage of it. And I'd like to leave here with like a good amount of Pokemetal. Coarse rock is not something I necessarily want to have on me. I'm taking it for now, and it's going to end up living in a chest near our markets. It's going to be our primary currency for trading Pokemon, I think. I probably won't be going out of my way to collect too much more than I already have, though, because it can go, well, how much I have already, it's going to go pretty far. Let's just now focus on Pokemetal. We're not quite at a stack, but we have 10 rare Pokemetal fragments and 62 regular Pokemetal fragments. I think what I'll do is just gather up what I can see from here now, and we're almost out of food, so I might as well just get what I can and then leave. And that's it. So where are we at in total? 74, not bad. With that, I think I will head back. I didn't find the second cave system. There are usually 2, and maybe I'm just not looking hard enough. Maybe it's because I'm in a hurry, but we got a lot of good stuff. Let's check out that haul from our very first Cloud Island endeavor, shall we? We managed to find potatoes as our first vegetable. We got Pokemetal fragments. We'll need a furnace to smelt them up, and a bunch of junk, you know, some waste paper's good. I could have gotten a lot more, but I decided not to. Got some office furniture, which should be good for making some habitats. I know a lot of this stuff is used in a lot of habitats, so we're doing really good on that front. And we got some blocks. Not a lot good for building, but we definitely got some for trading. And then some artifacts as well, which is always good. Let's just go ahead and appraise those right now. The large artifact is a Charizard rug, which is a really cool item. And the small artifact is a life orb. As for challenges we completed, you know, good amount. We got 150 coins, not bad. Oh, plus 50 more for gathering even more copper ore, not bad. Gather copper ore 3. Wow, I just keep like clicking back over there. Okay, good. Wow, and we're getting close to level 4 environment. We already have a Pokemon in the great category, and more Pokemon spawning over here. I'm guessing Flareon and Jolteon? Yep. So we got the 3 evolutions. We just need to get Eevee now. Out of these 3, I think Flareon's my favorite. And we managed to spawn Pichu as well, who already lives in this habitat here, and is probably feeling pretty great about it. I found Pinsir a minute ago, just from getting back from our trip, and now there's another Pokemon spawning right by the security camera. It is Trapinch. You are late. We are building without you. But this is good. Having 2 Bulldoze Pokemon is not a problem.
Hello.
Hey.
Oh, hey, Dan. What's up?
Hey, I wanted to see if you would be interested in, like, maybe, say, a month from now, touring a Pokopia island I'm working on.
Oh, that you're working on.
Yeah. What do you mean?
I mean, I've seen your content, Dan. All of your islands, they're trash, nightmares. Why would I want to tour your island?
What are you talking about?
All your thumbnails say that your islands are trash.
Those are just thumbnails. It's YouTube. They're not trash.
Oh, so you clickbait.
They're not clickbait. It's just a joke.
I don't know. Why would I wanna tour a trash island?
Okay, because get this. So like I'm doing like another 30-day thing. So like I'm trying to complete the island in 30 days. And that's, I mean, if I do it, that's kind of impressive. And I thought maybe you'd want first crack at it.
Right. Yeah, so less time, and you think you're gonna have a better island than your current trash island that you've spent, like, 150 plus hours in?
No, that those I've been very distracted and I'm kind of playing a lot of different, areas of the map, but like this is like a focused thing for like 30 days. 30 days of focusing on one thing.
Yeah, you know, I actually think I have somewhere I need to be, so I'm gonna go, okay?
What? But wait,
Okay, bye.
the plan for day 2 is to try to get some city building done, and that includes possibly moving the Pokemon Center pretty quickly. But we need to start planning out our roads and things like that. All of that's going to take place over here, essentially. I think that's a pretty ambitious goal for day 2, but it's not that ambitious. When we already have a Pokemon Center, why not? I'm cruising right now. And I think the homes I'm setting up for Pokemon at the moment are really, really temporary. I don't want to keep making temporary homes everywhere. I would just like to start moving towards the more permanent locations because we have an entire island to decorate in only 30 days to do it. When you think about it, city planning on day 2 is not ambitious enough with all of this space we have to contend with. But that's a problem for tomorrow. It's going to be a busy one. By the way, I want to give a quick shout out to our channel members who do have their own cloud island to hang out on. You can learn more about that on our community tab if you're a member, or in our Discord in the members section. Yeah, we got a lot to focus on. So join us tomorrow when we start city planning. That video is on screen now if it's ready. Until then, I'll see you next time.